check this out. All right, dude, stop one. Waverley Antique Bazaar. They reckon there's like 240 stall holders in here, so let's get after it, man. I love this stagecoach. Like gunslinging western looking stuff. Out of all these pictures, this one really stood out to me. Like all the others are a bit, sorry, they're a bit junky, but this one's badass, man. Look at that. Yeah, that's thick. I don't know, what do you reckon? Doesn't look that old. Its eyes are a bit manky. Ugh. She's 85 bucks. Yeah, 85 bucks. I don't know. Maybe not. Might leave her there, what do you reckon? Okay, so just don't really get that big into bottles, but this one, how's this for subject matter? Fly spray. This guy's asking 35 bucks for this. But, you know, there's my hand. It's still got some fluid in it. To be honest, it's probably water or moisture, but anyway. That's cool. J.R. Watkins fly spray. So we got this. It's colorized, right? So somebody's actually hand colorized it. And for some unbeknown reason, I don't know why, they're not telling us who this person is, but the price tag, that says $495. And it says it's a framed portrait of a lady. Yeah, look, I don't know much about that, but what I can tell you is I can't see how they come up with some of these numbers. Me and my buddy were just deliberating on how that came to be, but that's a lot of money, man, for not much. It's a cool picture, but it's just not 495 bucks. To be honest, it's not even 200 bucks. Oh, if only it's not old. It's not old. If only it was a genuine old one. The box is only 50 bucks. That's not a bad buy, man. No vintage hat, so no cigar, sorry. We just had this old timer come up to us, and my buddy reckons that, he reckons he's a projector guy and he collects dolls. Like, nobody's staring at me. This old timer down there. Oh man, killing me. Collects projectors, my buddy's saying. Yeah, he reckons he's twisted like me. No chance. I'm good. So strolling along and noticed this this gold gilt frame. It's only 75 bucks, yeah? It's big, like it's thick. But they're like a wooden base with like a plaster casting over the top. And as you can see, it is quite damaged. Down the bottom, these corners have broken off the bottom. This molding here is missing. So yeah, it is only 75 bucks, but it's pretty well missing everything that it needs to be complete too, so it's a shame. So snooping around this little store here, and we noticed, look at this hard looking woman. Very stern. But again, they got $250 on that. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It's a cool picture. It's a very cool dress she's wearing. Look at that little chain and that little fob brooch thing sort of coming out there. Yeah, it's there's another one over here. I'm not sure about this one either. I don't know who she is. How much is on this one? Let me try and find out. I gotta try and find out. Again, 250. I don't know how they come up with these numbers. Big numbers. I'm not saying 250 bucks here, sorry. So to be honest guys, this place is getting to that point. They say 240 stall holders, and to be honest with you, there probably is every bit of that. But I'm getting that, that swap meet thing, you know, where you really start to lose focus on what you even came in looking for. A lot of it's probably pretty junky stuff that people have found at tips and whatever, and then they just throw it in their stall in the hope that someone will give them 10 bucks for it. All right, dudes, I'm gonna be honest. That was a little bit of a bust in there. Big joint. Not much of that genuine old school goldfield stuff that we're always looking for. Any old pictures were super dear. Anything from that sort of genre of the goldfields was super dear, I'm telling you. Like, Melbourne pricing so far, if this place is anything to go by, really expensive. Smalls, things that people would normally collect, like collectibles, bric-a-brac, probably cheap, but anything that looked cool and old, man, bring a big fat checkbook because the prices were insane. We're on to the next joint. Let's get after it. Righto, this is the beginning of what I would call Tyabb. It's a suburb out the far eastern side of Melbourne. There's a whole series of antique shops. We've just stopped at a couple on one of the main roads. Let's get after it, man. Let's see what we can find. This little place is solely furniture, but because furniture, the market seems to have really dropped in furniture in the last 10 years, stuff's really cheap. Things like this, $695. Things like this, how much is this? 1,500 bucks. I mean, things like this just would have been squeeing back in the day. This chest of drawers here. What do we got here? Victorian mahogany chest of drawers, $895, and it's from about 1890. I mean, each to their own, but it's just beautiful stuff. So we've just come across a bunch of glass plates. They're all new old stock, unexposed. They're sealed up, like they're, of course they're old, but. And a box of holders for cameras, which is sort of cool. This is in Tyabb, way east out the other side of Melbourne. And this joint's like it's kind of like a big mill market, you know, like a big, it's like a big combination of antique shops. So they're all independent shops, all independent little stores inside each building, but it's a big complex. You probably need a good 3-4 hours to get around all this, but it's getting late in the day. It's been a hot day. We're on the fly. Let's get after it as quick as we can, man. Let's do this. It kind of seems a little bit like a theme park that's died. Check it. Like a whole series of little shops. You know, they're all trying to sell something. There's like a food court over here. Dude, I'm telling you, it's been so hot here today, I can really see why there's no one here. Normally this joint would be pretty swamped. Like really swamped. Heaps of people hanging about. So some of the furniture in these joints is pretty out of control. Look at that. I don't know where you put something like that. I like these chairs, I reckon they're badass. This one's sold. They're not going to tell me how much it is now that it's sold. Well, actually it says pair, so they're both sold. That's the end of that. They look thick. Gangster's throne. Now over this side, what do we got? That's cool. I like cherubs. That's cool, man. What else have we got? whole lot of weird stuff with big price tags on it. You can get yourself some Betty Boop for 1600. Saw Billy, Twilight Zone, your buddy Michael Myers, Chucky, plenty of Betty Boop stuff, movie memorabilia in the way of posters. Man, these guys have got all the posters you could ever dream of, I'm telling you, but they're not cheap. They're not cheap by a long stretch. Some of these posters, well, what do we got here? The Godfather, $4,500. Thanks for coming. Your boy John Wayne, $1,200. Terminator 2, what are we asking on Terminator 2? Yeah, $1,000. There's your boy Arnie. Oh, I probably can't see because of the glare. It's like a comic picture, that one. Slightly different. Yeah, plenty of movie posters. Big coin though. Whole room full of them up here. Look, this whole wall's full of them. Labyrinth, $495. Halloween, yeah. You get the idea, you could flip through that stuff for 2 hours. We're not going to. Wolf Creek. You guys know something about Wolf Creek, don't you? You've seen something on this channel before about that. Ooh, look. Look. Oil lamps. Wow, this one over here my buddy just found. Look at this. That thing's a masterpiece. And this is where you can get lost. In the rabbit hole. I'm always looking for the old pictures, you guys know that. Never really know what you're going to find on the shelves in these joints. A lot of furniture. Furniture seems to be a bit of a dead thing. Some of it's nice, but it seems dead. Let's get some pictures, man. There's an old school top hat for $225. I mean, it's cool. I don't know enough to comment on it though. It is very cool. Oh, this is what I love. Room full of junk. Look at that junk. Okay, so it turned out the room full of junk was not that cool. This is cool. This has initials. Doctor's bag. Gladstone bag. That's what they're called, a Gladstone bag. Interesting. I'm looking for something. You know what I'd love to find? Something I'd really love to find. 1880, 1890 vintage, black, full gothic, fitted wedding dress. Ugh, what I would pay for that. They say most women were buried in them. The ones that weren't obviously perished because the materials weren't what they are today. So they're a real rare find, and I've never seen one offered for sale. I've literally never seen one offered for sale. But I always look. This lampshade's listed at $100. Now once upon a time these were a big deal and people were really overpaying for them. Not so much now. $100, I would have called that a pretty good deal. If you're doing up a Victorian style home, you need that. $100 is a good deal. I know it's cheesy or corny looking, but I reckon they look wild. Just my opinion. Yeah, well, you can tell by the look on my face we didn't get to waste any money in there. So there's a bonus. But Didn't find any pictures or no cool lamps or lanterns or what else? No cool old royal dresses or anything weird. No weird, quirky looking dolls. Yeah, it was a bit of a bust, man. Like, it's a big joint. There's heaps to see in there. A lot of different stalls. But, yeah, it was a total bust. Ah, well, it was a day out. So we found this. Gentleman's asking $450 for it. It's really neat. It's got hat manufacturers to HM the King. So it's, yeah, it's British. But aside from that, we really don't know much more than that about it. It is in really nice condition. What's it saying there? It says, yeah, the same thing. Woodrow and Sons, hat manufacturers. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I bet it could tell a few tales, a few stories. So after a little deliberation, how do we look? Ridiculous. But we went back in there and we bought this masterpiece. Look at that thing, man. 65 bucks. I reckon it's a deal. Look a bit like Slash. Not really. Nothing like Slash. But it's cool. I bet it would tell some stories, man.